Yo, what's up? This is Too Short, and you checking out my interview backstage at the How the West Was Won concert.
106 KMEL.
My man Too Short backstage right now at the How the West Was Won tour. You were up there having a good damn time.
Well, I've been doing this a long damn time, and I'm pretty, confident in my delivery and what I can do with the crowd, but it's that crowd.
Right.
That, the lineup brings out a certain crowd, and that's what they expect, so, it's easy for me on a night like tonight.
What song brings out the most people, though, that you get the largest response when you do it?
Well, my signature song for many years was like Freaky Tale and stuff, and then Blow the Whistle just took it.
Just took it over?
It just took it. Like, it's grandma's song, it's the baby song. It's kids that was born after the song came out, and they like the song. Like, it's that only one that did it for me.
Right.
That never goes away.
I'm still Freaky Tales.
Exactly.
Ask me this football question so I can shock you.
No, we're in the Bay, so it's like, your question always goes, Raider or 49er?
Don't watch football.
Dallas Cowboys.
See?
I know. Is there a response to this?
I don't know which one's worse.
Or just disappointment?
I look like what I am.
See, right?
You smell it on me. Cut me right now. I'm going to bleed silver and black.
Right. Oakland Raiders all day for you.
It's cool. I figure if you're a Cowboy fan, you kind of either from Texas.
My daddy's from Texas.
Or you a bandwagon fan.
Nope, my daddy's from Texas.
Just jumping on that Monday night.
Both of us have teams that if we're still riding with them, you got to be a true fan.
You cool with me as long as you're not a Bronco or a Charger.
No, we're good.
I heard you talk about you going to tackle somebody if they said they were, so I'm like, I'm cool.
I really
don't know that about football.
No, she don't care. She's basketball.
Where you from?
San Francisco, but I live in Oakland.
Okay. I'll let you bang Warriors. You can bang Warriors.
Thank you.
That's the only team everybody from the Bay can share.
Thank you. I'll take it. I will take it.
So I'm going to give some people some insight. This man sat down and came in. Only thing we can't talk about is 1995.
That's what he said.
And so I was like, wait, what? What happened in 95? And he was like, well, everybody has a different story about what happened in 95, but we want to hear two short stories.
All right, now, let's do this together now.
Okay.
Break out your phone and Google Summer Jam 95, Too Short, all the drama. Google it, and I'll tell you the story a little bit. But no, it was Summer Jam.
Right.
And it was that year. It's all love all the way across the board.
Right.
But it was that year that I had moved to Atlanta a year earlier. I dropped an album called Cocktails. I had a single called Cocktails that was doing really good. And KMEL wouldn't play it. And then they were playing all day and night this song called Player Hater. And the song had a line in it that said, "That's why the town got really short." and I was like, I don't care about the song. Like,
right.
It's in-house Oakland stuff. We're going to deal with it.
Right.
But KMEL was supposed to be like my friend who, when the format switched over from heavy metal to...
right, from rock and roll over to...
I don't remember that.
Yes, I do. when it was Camel.
From Camel to KMEL, yes.
They would call people like me, and they was like, help us get our new image, like help us become, cool.
And you were like, word.
And I was there, so I felt like, how could you betray me? And then they were like, how could you come into our show with 50
and a big old band? Yes.
Well,
without a big old band, just 50 Oakland. It was, I hate to tell the story of what happened because I love the rumors.
Right. Because they're so much brighter and beautiful.
And the big story is there was never no beef between Too Short and the Luniz. We were homies for life. I could tell you the 6 degrees of connection that we all have, separation, whatever they say.
Right.
Like we know each other from family members, and childhood and everything, but it's cool. And then it was a little friction that was trying to be kicked up between me and E-40 after that. And it could have been some, we were kind of young then. It could have been some,
it could have turned into something, yeah.
40 with all his people, and me and my people mad at each other. But what they didn't know was that long before rap, we were all friends.
There it is.
And then 40 called me. He was like, man, did this happen and that happen? I was supposed to somebody called and pretend and fake my voice on the morning show.
Come on.
And they're like, yeah, this Too Short. I don't give a fuck if you was E-40, E-1000. If I can't get on the show, ain't nobody getting on the show. There was a lot of stuff went down. Like that night of the show, they got a little tense and shut the show down before the last 2 acts could perform.
Whoa.
And one of the last 2 acts was 40. And then they were like, man, they called me and said, yeah, blame Too Short for that. So and then they say, and he talking shit about you. So it was a little drama. We went in the studio and we made a song called Rapper's Ball.
Yeah, you and 40.
Which is a classic record right now to this day. And if we wouldn't have had that drama, I'm not sure we ever would have made that song or if we ever continued to make all the songs we made because the way we started working together was because of that song. And me and 40 probably got, if you want to total it, we might have 50 songs together.
Damn.
We might have 50 because we did a double album with damn near 30 songs on the double album, like 28 songs. And then all the other ones we did, I could name them forever. You guys played a lot of them.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Whenever Short and 40 get together, KMEL, like, spin it.
You're right.
So it's love. It's all love.
Everything happens for a reason.
1995 was a good year.
Something beautiful from something
I had a
negative.
95 Chevy Impala, the 18s on it, lowered with 415s in the trunk.
The good old days.
Had a little yellow girl with me.
Ow.
Always.
Ow.
Always.
Speaking of little yellow girls, had to do a little ghetto pop there. Do you have reality shows in your future? Because I know you were just on one recently.
That wasn't recent. That was like
3 years.
ago.
Well, you know, still, it was a little while ago. Would you ever do one of your own without, you know, all the other stuff behind it?
Well, the logic behind doing reality shows is the money.
Of course.
And a lot of times we get on those kind of shows and we don't like the results because they want this sensational. True. It's all soap opera.
Right.
Scripted.
But yes, I would do it.
There you go.
In a minute.
How big is that check?
You probably get like starters like 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 for the first season,
Well,
and then if you're thank you in unison.
Right.
And then if you get the second season, they get up to $1 million and what. That's why.
Okay.
That's why you notice like some artists who are like on the way out the door,
Right.
start popping again when they get on the reality show. It's their money.
Okay.
That becomes your new job. I get Love and Hip Hop. I love it. I could have been on Love and Hip Hop, but I had the hip hop. But I didn't have the
You didn't want the love?
I didn't have that part at the time.
Oh, okay.
Got you.
What went on with this running situation we had? You even want to talk about that?
That was phenomenal.
Because you're a real G for...
I'm 49 now. I think on that day I was either, because that was like March a few years back, I think I was either 46 or 47, but like right when I tripped and fell and they got me, I was like, you ain't young.
I can't outrun the cops no more.
But I was literally like, people don't know the truth. Like literally, I'm right here and I'm telling the dude, I'm like, dude, I live right there in that building.
Just let me go.
I'm like, dude, leave the car here, walk me home, drive. We'll see. He was like, nope. He was like, blow or go to jail. And I was like, are those my only two options? He was like, you blow or you go to jail. And I was like, man, meet me at the house.
I just thought it was amazing that you were like, you know what? I'm going to do the time.
You know what? There was no sound. And he said to me, as soon as he was cuffing me, he said, why'd you run? Why'd you run? I was like, I was trying to go home.
I told you to meet me at the house.
I was serious though. So, you know, I in my mind, I thought some unrealistic stuff, and
right.
You know, and I would not recommend it, but you know, I have a good lawyer, and
I know that's right.
And you know, you get certain things. They dropped that part of it, the running part.
Yeah. But
the DUI stuck, and I'm right now to this day still suffering the consequences.
Man.
Because you got a certain probation period.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually violated the probation in summer of 2015. They locked me up for a while. It was like it's all bad, all because of that. So you can laugh about it. We can play it on TMZ 1.2 million times, but it was not
at the time at all.
But then again, we're gonna keep flipping the pancake because
do it.
That's the most press I got in the last few years.
Man,
I was popping after that. They're like, "Shut down, let me see the run."
How do you look at stuff like that when you're in the media like that now, as to back in the day when you were a little younger?
As an older artist, you look at it like social media lessons. It's like a slap on the hand. Like you know what's out there now. But I feel for the younger artists because they grew up in it.
Right.
You know, like a Chris Brown. Like man, you ain't had a free day in your career just to have a off day and just fuck up.
Right.
Like you can't do no messing up. So back in the day before the social media and the camera phones, you know, you could spin your way out of it with a publicist.
Right. Too many eyes now.
They're everywhere.
It's cool. So, you know, that was a lesson learned. And now I'm like on my P's and Q's most of the time. I got the new thing they call it, we know, you know, PG, rated PG.
Yes.
Now the new thing is PC. And for a while I kept saying, what is this PC? You know, like, because I don't do it.
Right.
But now I know exactly what PC is, and I do it 24/7. You know what it is?
Politically correct.
You damn right.
Yeah, boo-boo kitty.
You can't say this word. You can't do this to that person.
We get in trouble all the time.
Yeah. You're fired, Donald Trump.
Right. Speaking of younger cats, are there any younger cats out there that you haven't worked with that you'd like to, that you just see coming up and you're like, damn, they doing it, I want to get with them?
Well, yeah, I base my collaborations and features on two things. Do I like the artist or do they have the money? One or the other. So,
how much is Too Short charging nowadays for a little get-together?
I got a label price. I got a superstar price. I got a street price.
Total.
I got a price for my cousins.
Damn it.
You know, you can sometimes get if you know my cousin, I give you the cousin rate. So
Damn.
That's
love.
being that said, the price varies.
Got you.
Always in the thousands at least, though.
Yeah,
Always.
if you want to write a check, we're going to double whatever I was going to charge you.
Because it might bounce. All
I
right.
can see that happening.
Well, we appreciate you, as always, for
Yeah.
keeping it $1 billion
Yes.
today.
20 years later, I still love you, KMEL. 20 years later.
See?
We still love you.
Look up the story because it's a good one.
Yeah.
And whatever you read is the truth never came out. You want to know my version? Go to what's the album? Getting It album. The Getting It album, and listen to the song. That's why. That's why the town got rid of short. Listen to that song. I told the whole story.
There it is.
And the truth.
Too Short backstage. How the West was won. We appreciate y'all for logging on right there to
And how was the West won?
There it is.